Hello sports fans and welcome to Board Sports Network, where tonight we are going to check out the very popular new game, Fast Drive Football by Al Wilson. Tonight we're going to go behind the scenes and see exactly what you can download and get and talk about the game a little bit, the design of it, and why it's so popular. So let's go ahead and go behind the scenes and check this new game out. Fast Drive Football is a drive-by-drive game designed by Al Wilson, kind of in conjunction with Play Games. So if you're familiar with the Play Games engine, specifically History Maker Baseball, History Maker Golf, then you are going to pick this game up very quickly. However, even if you are not familiar with the engine, you're going to pick this game up very quickly and have a lot of fun with it. So if you go to the website, and I have that link down in the description below, you'll be able to download the game booklet, which this is version 1.0, but he has been tweaking it these past couple weeks, and he may be up a version or two. At least he's been talking about it. But this game, even version 1.0, is still a blast to play. So we have a great cover here, the Fast Drive Football. It kind of has the football field with drive markers on the background of it. Drive-by-drive pro football simulation game. It's for one player. It takes about 20 minutes to play a game, and it's for ages 7 and up. And it's recommended that you print these pages front to back, and I messed that up whenever I sent it off to get it printed, but still not a big problem. So one of the first charts in the game are your drive results chart, and as you can see, it's set up very similarly to the History Maker Golf and the History Maker Baseball games, where you'll roll 3 dice, you'll read it in sequential order, and then get your result. So say if you roll a 1, 4, 6, you check and see if it's poor field position. If yes, then the drive ends in a punt. If no, it asks if you're great field position. If you are, that's a TD pass. And if none of those, if none of these are a yes answer, then you'll go to the third column and get your result. So it's a very similar to the Play Games engine. On the next chart, you've got the continuation of the drive results, as well as what happens if there's a fumble, what happens if there's an interception, desperation play, which we'll get into that here in a little bit. And then you got your kickoff and special plays. So you have kickoff, onside kick, 2-point conversion. You can hit in the open chart, which if you roll, let's say, a 15 and you roll 1d6 and it's an odd result, the returner is in the open, so you go to this chart. If there's a fumble on the play, you have a fumble chart, and 2-point conversion and 4th down and go for it chart. Our next set of charts deals with punts. Again, the same way. You have punt BU, which if you are in very poor field position, it's kind of a punt deep on your side of the field. You have a regular punt and then a coffin corner punt. And again, you have in the open charts right here. We, of course, have unusual results. So Table A, Table B, and Table C, depending on what the situation is and when that unusual result roll comes up. And then you have your instructions. So the instructions are very simple to pick up. You got a quick introduction here, the print and play components. And again, this game is all free. It's a charityware game. So Al requests that if you do enjoy the game, that you consider making a donation to your favorite charity. But the print and play components, you have the instructions, you have a score sheet, which is in the back of the book, 3 double-sided game charts, print pages 1 through 6 double-sided, which I messed up. And it tells you the best way to print it. You'll need to supply your own dice, so you'll need 3 6-sided dice of different colors. And these rules will assume that the dice are black, white, and red, which that's what we're going to use tonight. You can download team cards already for free, and again, Al is constantly creating new teams and putting up polls on his Facebook Facebook page for the game, so you can always check that out. There's even folks who are designing different types or different leagues, and there's a Football America League from Play Games that Al has created the team charts for this game based off of the Football America charts from Play Games. And even college football teams are being made, so that's what I'm really excited about. And then we get to the team qualities of a team, and we're going to look at my Tampa Bay Buccaneers team card here for a minute, 2020. And so as the game plays, you roll the dice, and it will ask, for instance, if Tampa is a prolific offense, here is a yes, and so you would use that chart. If they're not, then you go on to the next check and see if any qualities come up, or just get the result of the drive. So it's got the team qualities. It kind of a quick description of what all of the qualities are. You have semi-qualities, very similar to Play Games, and I'll be using a decider dice, but you can also use just a regular 6-sided dice and use an odd roll that activates the quality, or an even roll does not. It teaches you how to keep score, which is very simple. We'll go on to the next page, which it's a continuation of the instructions. It teaches you how to time the game. So depending on what, for instance, a red dice roll comes up as, determines how many ticks off the clock come off. And the ticks are, each quarter is 12 circles, which represents about 75 seconds or a minute 15 seconds of game time. And then you have timing exceptions, where if a red dot comes up, then you just take 1 tick off the clock. And it teaches you about reduced drama for quicker gameplay, end of half timing adjustments. So depending on if a team is efficient or inefficient, it can increase or decrease the clock time. And then it teaches you how to play a game. So we have the kickoff, resolving a drive. And if I can flip the page here, teaches you a little more about drive results, and what comes up, it teaches you where to go to on the chart. Special situations, squib and onside kicks, fourth down, last play, desperation, and kneeling down. You got optional rules here, so 7+ minute drive, kneel down to end the game. And then on the next page, it's got even more clarifications. Like you got cross-era play, clarifications section, and just final thoughts for the game. Just kind of how they came up with the idea, and thank yous, and so forth. Last page, you have a Fast Drive football score sheet, which if you go onto the site and download the booklet, you can just print off the score sheet and just have that. The score sheet's really cool because it's got your game clock right here, and then a reminder for what the timing dice are. You, as you are marking down the starting positions in the drives, you have the quarter, the team who starts with the ball, what field position they started at, the drive time, and then drive summary and the score. What's nice down here too is they have special timing and late game situation rules section here, where it just reminds you that for instance, if a team is efficient with 5 minutes or less to go in the half, drive times may be reduced or increased by 1 tick, depending on what the gamer's decision and the just kind of what the game calls for. So if an efficient team is driving down the field with less than 5 minutes, if they want to take time off the clock, they can increase 1 tick, or if they're behind, they can decrease 1 tick to give themselves more time. So it's got inefficient teams, the penalty they face, fourth down and go for it, last minute desperation, end of game score for winning team, and then kneel down. But I find that it's a lot better to actually play the game and learn it. So let's go ahead and have a game against the Super Bowl, 2020 Super Bowl, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Kansas City Chiefs. And I'm going to go ahead and set this up, and we will be back in a minute and get into a game. So we are ready to go ahead and play our 2020 Super Bowl between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. On these cards, you can see the 2020 Kansas City Chief head coach was Andy Reid. They were 14-2 in the AFC West and conference champions. Their offense was prolific, dynamic, semi-reliable, semi-undisciplined, and efficient. Kick returning team was semi-electric. Punt returns were semi-electric. They have a field goal range of 11 to 63 and an extra point of 11 to 62. And they're going to be facing the 2020 Super Bowl champions, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who finished 11-5 in the NFC South. They were Super Bowl champions. Head coach was Bruce Arians. They were a prolific offense, semi-solid, and semi-punishing defense. And their field goal range was 11 to 62, an extra point of 11 to 62 as well. But let's go ahead and flip a coin and see who is going to start the game with the ball, and that will be Tampa Bay. So Kansas City is going to kick off. So we go to the kickoff chart here, and if it's 21 through 66, then the team's going to take over an average field position. But we're going to roll kind of the second season type roll, where you roll the dice, you read the black die as the 10s, the white die as the 1s. So let's go ahead and roll here. And right off the bat, a 14. Poor tackling and a good running combined for an energizing return and a great field position for Tampa Bay. So we are in quarter one. Tampa Bay has the ball, and already they are in great position. So we're going to roll the 3 dice. You'll read them in sequential order, with the red dice being the timing die. So we have a 3, 5, 6. So then we will go to the chart. Again, it's a lot easier if you printed it the right way. So 3, 5, 6. So we check and see, are they in great field position? Yes, they are. So the offense is just short of a first down, and out comes the kicker as they go for a field goal attempt. We will roll for the field goal attempt, which is 11 to 62. It's a 15, so that means the field goal is good. The red die was 3. As we see over here, on a 3, it's 2 ticks off the clock. So 2 ticks, so pretty much 2.5 minutes. Tampa had a field goal attempt. It was good, and it is 0 to 3 Tampa. 2 ticks came off the clock. Now we'll go to the kickoff chart for Tampa and roll. That's a 44, so the receiving team takes over an average field position. So Kansas City will be an average field position, and we'll go ahead and roll. 2, 3, 4. So we'll go to the 2, 3, 4 chart. So does Tampa Bay have a staunch defense? That is a no. So we go to the next chart. Are they in great field position? That is a no. So 2, 3, 4 is a punt. You have a little symbol here. If you were playing for seasons prior to 2001, the runner would lose a grip on a ball after a hard hit, and the result is a fumble. But since this is 2020, it's just a regular punt. The red die shows that it was 2 ticks. It was a 2, and that correlates to 2 ticks off the clock. So Kansas City had a 2.5 minute drive, and they are going to punt. We'll take 2 off the clock. We'll go to the punt chart. And it's a regular punt, so that's a 51. Receiving team takes over an average field position, so Tampa Bay is going to come back out. Average field position, and we get ready to roll as we have 10 minutes left here in the first quarter. 1, 4, 6. Are they in poor field position? No, they're not. They're an average. Are they in great field position? No, and that is going to be a punt. The timing die was a 6, so that correlates to 4 ticks off the clock. So that was 5 minutes of action, and Tampa is going to have to punt. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll go to the punt chart. 32. And perfect punt execution, pins return deep in their own end zone, or in their own end. Poor field position for Kansas City to start their next drive. So we got 5 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Kansas City with the ball. 3, 4, 6. Are they in great field position? No. Do they have an erratic offense? They do not. So they are going to go for a field goal attempt. Again, the timing die is 6, so that is 4 ticks off the clock. And they are kicking at the end of the first quarter. They need 11 to 63. They get just a 63, so they just sneak it in. It is good, and after one quarter, the score is 3-3. So Kansas City is coming out to kick here at the start of the second quarter. It is a 61, so Tampa. So we mark quarter two, Tampa. They are in average field position. So we'll go ahead and roll for the result. We have a 3-3-4, which is do they have a solid offense? They are semi-solid, so we roll the die. It is blank, so no. A mild defense, that is a no. That is going to be a punt-CO, which is coffin punt. The timing die is 4, so that has 2 ticks. So that was 2.5 minutes, and Tampa is going to do a coffin corner punt. 31. Decision to play the field position game works out, pinning the opponent deep. Poor field position. So Kansas City will start their next drive in poor field position. Go ahead and roll for them. 2-5-5. Staunch defense. Tampa Bay that is a no. Are they in great field position? No. So that is going to be a punt CO for Kansas City. Timing die was 5. That is 3 ticks off the clock. So we are at about 8:45 left in the second quarter. Kansas City coming out to punt. 33. Decision to play the field position game works out, pinning the opponent deep. Poor field position for Tampa Bay. So Tampa Bay go ahead and roll for their next possession. 3-5-5. Are they a prolific offense? Yes, they are. He's through the hole and nobody's going to catch him. Touchdown. Now this is a TD run, open bracket P, close bracket. If you go over to Tampa's offense here, it shows offense, open bracket P, close bracket. So even though this is a TD run, with that P there, it turns it into a touchdown pass. So TD pass. That took 3 ticks off the clock. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So Tampa is going for the extra point. They need an 11 to 62. They get it. And Tampa goes up 3-10 with 5 minutes left to go in the first half. So with 5 minutes left to go in the half, Kansas City's efficient quality will come into play now. So they can run a drive, and if they, let's say they roll a 6, which is 4 ticks off the clock. If they do not score, then that's the end of the half. However, since they are efficient, they could reduce this to 3 ticks and leave time on the clock. Or if they, let's say they roll a 5, which is 3 ticks, and they score, then as they are efficient, you could actually make that 4 ticks off the clock. They would score, and Tampa Bay would have a chance to receive the kick, but there's very little time left, and it would be the end of the quarter, or end of the half. So that's kind of in a nutshell how the efficient quality works out. But Tampa Bay is getting ready to kick. It is a 54, so Kansas City will start in average field position with 5 minutes left to go in the first half. 2-3-4. Staunch defense, that is a no. Are they in great field position? No. That will be a punt. So 3 came up, they had 2 ticks, so we're going to make that 3 ticks to leave little time on the clock for Tampa. Kansas City's going to punt, and it's a regular punt. 16. Perfect punt execution, pins return team deep in their own end. Poor field position for Tampa Bay. With 1:15 left to go. Now they are not efficient, so if a die roll comes up, anything more than a 1, if it comes up with a 2 through 2 through 6, then that is the end of the half because they ran out of time before they were able to score. So we'll go ahead and roll. It's a 5. That means end of half for Tampa Bay. They ran out of time. So at halftime, Tampa Bay is up 10-3 here in Super Bowl 2020. We are getting ready to start the second half. Tampa Bay received the ball, so they will be kicking off to Kansas City to start the second half. Kansas City will start in average field position. We'll go ahead and roll their result. 1-2-5. Reliable offense. They are semi-reliable. The side die says no. Tampa have a meek defense. That is a no, and that is going to be an interception. So we'll go to the interception chart. 4, good return after the interception. Opponent has great field position. So an INT, timing die was 5, so that was 3 ticks off the clock. And Tampa will start in great field position. So they pick off Patrick Mahomes and return it deep into their territory. 1-2-4. Do they have a solid offense? The side die says no, they do not. Mild defense, that is a no. And even though they're in great field position, they will have to punt. So they got knocked back just enough. That was 2 ticks off the clock. 2 is 2 ticks. And with their punt, 13, punt returner hit as he fields the ball, and that is a fumble. So the turnover bug hurting Kansas City right now, so we'll go to the fumble on a kick play. 3, kicking team recovers fumble after a long return, average field position. Or wait a second. Let's double check this here, make sure I'm not missing something. So punter hit as he fields the ball for a fumble. The kicking team, which is Tampa Bay, recovers the fumble after a long return, average field position. So Kansas City had a long return, got hit, fumbled. Tampa Bay took it back over. No time comes off the clock. So Tampa Bay is an average field position to start the next drive. 1-2-6. Great field position? No. Disciplined or home offense? They are not disciplined. Kansas City, since this is a neutral site game, Kansas City is home for the third quarter, so that is a no. So Tampa's going to have to punt once again. 6 come up, 4 ticks. And Tampa punting once again as 31. Perfect punt execution, pins return team deep, poor field position. So Kansas City starts in 4 field position with 3:45 left on the clock. 3-3-4. So we'll look at solid offense. Kansas City, that is a no. Mild defense, that is a no. And punt, CO. So they drove down the field enough to attempt a coffin quarter punt. 2 ticks came off the clock. We'll see CO 61. Receiving team takes over in average field position. So Tampa will be average field position with 1:15 left here in the third quarter. 1-1-5. Poor field position, no. Undisciplined offense, that is a no. And Tampa's going to go for a field goal attempt. And they make it. It is good. Tampa up 13-3 as that drive bled into the fourth quarter. So 5 is 3 ticks off the clock. That is 1 tick off of the third, 2 ticks off of the fourth. And so I just put 3/4 to show it started in the third quarter, ended in the fourth, and Tampa is up 13-3. They will come out to kick to Kansas City, 55, and Kansas City will start in average field position. 1-3-5. So this is good looking run, but a clean hit knocks the ball loose for a fumble. So we'll go to the fumble chart here. 5, runner coughs up the ball in offense's own end of the field. Great field position for the opponent. So 1 tick came off the clock. It was a fumble. Tampa Bay starts over in great field position, as I think that is Kansas City's 3rd turnover. 3, 4, 5. Dynamic or home offense. Tampa is home this quarter. Dynamic offense attack pushes team into scoring range. Field goal attempt. As they need 11 to 62. It's up. It is good. Tampa Bay 16. Kansas City 3 as 2 ticks came off the clock. We are inside of 10 minutes left in the game. Tampa Bay coming out to kick. 52. Kansas City will start in average field position. 1, 3, 4. Poor field position? No. Inept defense? No. And that'll be another punt by Kansas City. As 2 ticks come off the clock. And that is a punt CO 26. Decision to play the field position game works out, pinning the opponent deep, and poor field position. So Tampa Bay will be in poor field position to start their next drive. 1, 3, 3. Active defense, that is a no. Poor field position, yes. Offensive play calling is very conservative. Punt BU, and here we have a red dot. So only 1 tick came off the clock. We go to punt BU. So Kansas City trying to go for the block. 23, receiving team takes over in average field position. With 5 minutes left to go in the game. 1, 3, 4. Poor field position? No. Inept defense? No. Now that is a punt CO, but they are going to go for it. It was 2 ticks off the clock, but they're efficient, so they're just going to take 1 tick off the clock. As they were hurrying up and going for 4th down, go for it. So we roll 1 dice. 4, dynamic offense. Yes, they are. 1st down. Kansas City to keep the drive alive. And that did not take any time off the clock. So they get 1 more shot here. And I have to see if 4th and goal go for it. I don't think they change field position. So 4th down and go for it. If successful, the offense will get another roll on the drive results chart, but this time the result is final. And the second drive results roll is 1 tick in length, no matter the value of the red die. So they get 1 more one more roll, but this time the result is final. So they cannot have another 4th down and go for it. And the second drive results roll is 1 tick in length, no matter the value of the red die. So if they, on this second roll, treat any punt or field goal attempt as turnover on downs with the opponent taking possession in average field position. So they get 1 more shot here. 3, 4, 6. Great field position? No. Erratic offense? No. That is a field goal attempt, but it is ends up being a turnover on downs. Oh wait, here we go. Dynamic offense, it had a 1 star. Oh, 1st down, it had 2 stars. Offense will re-roll on drive results chart with great field position. So they went 4th, successful. I rolled a 3, 4, 6. Great field position? Yes. Touchdown pass. So I could have screwed that up. TD pass. It was 1 tick in length, no matter the die roll. So 1 tick. It was a touchdown pass. Extra point is no good, 64. So it is 9-16 Kansas City, as they are going to come out for the onside kick with 2.5 minutes to go. So onside kick, we roll 1d6 on the table below. So 5, pro season 2017 or earlier? No. Otherwise, great field position for the receiving team. So Tampa Bay takes over with great field position. So if it was 2017 or earlier, it worked, and Kansas City would have recovered an average field position. But Tampa Bay starts off in great field position, 1-2-4. And so that's only going to be 1 tick off the clock. Solid offense. The decider die says no. Mild defense, no. And Tampa Bay will actually going to have to punt. So so pretty much Kansas City used all their timeouts, held Tampa Bay, and they're going to have to punt as 51. Receiving team takes over in average field position. So Kansas City has 1 shot here. Let's see if they can use the desperation play. Last minute desperation. If a fourth quarter drive uses exactly the number of ticks remaining in the game, there is time for a kickoff and 1 more roll on the desperation play table, which is not the case. So I believe they would need, if they roll a 2 through 4, then they have a chance to score. If it's more than that, with the efficient quality, then the game is over. It is a 3, so 3, 4, 5. Dynamic or home offense. They are dynamic. Field goal attempt, which that is not going to happen because they wouldn't go for a field goal like that. So let's see here. Last minute desperation. If fourth quarter drive uses exactly the number of ticks in the game, there's time for a kickoff and 1 more roll on the desperation play table. So I would say I'm either playing it wrong or I'm making an audible, but I would say that I am going to go ahead and go desperation play from average field position in order to see if they can't throw a Hail Mary or something here and win the game. So average field position, we roll 3d6. If the sum of 3 dice is 6, the QB buys time and heaves the ball downfield. It is tipped and caught by the wide receiver who dives into the end zone, touchdown. Otherwise, the game is over. So they need a sum of 6, and they won't get it, as that is an 11, and the game is over. Tampa Bay wins by a score of 16-9. So as you can see, it is a very fun game. That game took me maybe a little over, maybe half an hour, but was sitting there trying to read everything off and explain things as we went along. It took much longer than it usually does. I have been averaging maybe 10 minutes a game. I mean, when I record a video and upload it to YouTube, actually whenever I edit it and it is going through its kind of its exporting process, I'll throw a quick game and within 10 minutes I'll have a result, and it's usually fairly accurate. I started playing through week 1 of the 2020 season, and there weren't very many differences, much deviations from the real life scores and results. So I was thinking about doing a 2020 Tampa Bay, or they have a 1976 season set, which I was thinking about doing 76 Tampa Bay and seeing how that goes. Or with these new 2018 college season that someone in the Facebook group created, I may have to go with the Cincinnati Bearcats. and play that season. I'm a big college football fan. But anyway, guys, again, I still may be a little questionable about some things. There were results that came up this game that I had not seen before, and just playing. Like, I don't think I'd went for a 4th down yet. I don't think I'd went for desperation play. So I saw a lot of neat things tonight that I hadn't seen yet. So, like I said, if a quick playing football game, and I like Second Season, the full version. I like Second Season Express. I kind of dubbed this Second Season Micro, which, if Al Wilson, if you're watching, that's not a dig. It's really cool that you can generate game results in such a quick time. And even though this is Al Wilson's unique game, he collaborated with Play Games, and with that engine, it still makes it feel like you are playing a play game, but just with the way it's set up with the rating the teams and giving the teams traits, it's unique to Al and the way he designed it. So, very great game. It's great to have a football game like this on my table that's very quick play. And like I said, I'm looking forward to doing some sort of project with this in the future. But if you guys are interested in checking this game out, the link is in the description below. And again, it's all free. It's just that if you enjoy it, I'll ask that you make a donation to your favorite charity. There is a Facebook group out there that is very active. And also there are many videos up on YouTube right now describing this game. So if my descriptions are a little bit clunky, you can go to someone who's been doing it for much longer than me and has refined the review process. But that's my behind the scenes. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. If you did, I ask you leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe so you don't miss any future action with Fast Drive Football. But until next time, guys, thank you very much for watching and have a great night.